Definitely not a nice day on site today. It's warm and it's sunny, but it's very windy. And as a result of that, some plants are getting a bit of a battering. I've had to move these two apple trees in between these two sheds because last night they got knocked over a couple of times. We don't want to start losing apples, especially now they're getting to this size. So they should be alright there for a day or so. They're still getting plenty of sun. And we've just harvested loads of these golden raspberries as well. Really tasty. But we've got quite a few more on the way now. That's that container of carrots that we did. And as you can see, they're coming on really well. And they've already got the first true leaves on them. We definitely got a bit more germination than we expected. So these are going to have to be thinned out, because I want to get the biggest carrots that I can. And as pod peas are looking really well, these are the petit pois, and as you can see they've now started to fatten up. There's quite a few on there, so we're going to have to think about picking some at some point. We want these plants to keep producing, so the best way to go about that is to take one off and see where we're at with them. That doesn't look a bad one. Let's take that off. We'll have a quick look at this one, see what we've got. And as you can see, we've definitely got some peas in there. Quite a few actually. And they're not a bad size, considering they've not been growing for too long. But I'm going to leave those to get a little bit bigger before I start harvesting. We did lose a couple of these onions, but you can see that the ones that's left are now starting to bulb up, which is not bad considering the size of the container that they're in. But all's good with the other container. These should start bulbing up quite soon. Another thing that I've done is I've took all that lettuce out as well. It was starting to get a little bit too big, so we've used some and we've given some away. But there might also be a problem with these carrots. It seems to me that the tops are getting quite big and there's not much at the bottom. As you can see, it's like they're going to seed. We've had a bit of up and down weather recently, so that could be the cause of that. So I think what I'm going to do is take up all these carrots and then put something else in this planter, and that's as multi-sown onions. We've got a mixture of red and white in there as well, but these are also doing quite well. I am hoping to get some red onions this year, because we usually don't have much luck with those. Hopefully this year will be different. And I've also made up this flower basket as well. We've got a dahlia in the centre and a few petunias. That'll soon start to fill out and give out a really good display. And as usual, every single year without fail, the potato plants get a battering from wind. They'll not die, it just makes them look messy. But hopefully we're going to get some potatoes quite soon. And that's the first one that we planted. It's got a little bit more shelter, but I'm curious as to whether we've got any potatoes at the moment. You can have a bit of a dig inside and have a quick look if you want. I can't feel anything on the top, but that doesn't mean there aren't potatoes already in there. I just don't want to disturb this plant too much. So I think I'll just wait until this plant starts to die back a bit, and then we'll empty it and see what we got. That's a couple more containers I've set up on this balcony, more petunias, and mixed in with these pansies, it makes a really nice display. These French beans have took a bit of a battering as well, but they are starting to flower, so we've got some French beans, haven't we? We just need to encourage them to wrap around this obelisk, because once they get old they'll be perfectly fine, even in quite bad winds. We have got a second container of carrots, but these look better. If I just take that away, that carrot top looks quite good. They seem to be doing better than the ones in that big planter. And again, right there, that is a very good sized carrot top. I think we'll be harvesting these soon. So in mid-June we're still getting some really good progress, but you're always going to have something that doesn't work out quite the way you wanted. And I think the carrots this year in this planter is going to be one. Just going to pull a clump of those up, and as you can see we've got quite a big one there. So a couple growing really close together. And to be honest with you, that's right about the size that we're looking for, which is why I'm thinking I might just take the lot up. But they're perfectly usable carrots. I'm just going to try a couple more. Again, really small one. Not very impressed with that. Let's try these. They are only supposed to grow quite small and stubby, but again, that's a pretty good size one. So a little bit hit and miss on carrots, but we're definitely getting something worthwhile. Let's try these over here. So pretty uniform size, to be fair, and I think this is about as big as these are going to get. So I think I'll just carry on and take a lot out. I suppose when you look at it, considering that they've been grown so close together, that's not really a bad result. We're still getting carrots. That, again, is a pretty good size one. That's definitely the biggest we got so far. Brilliant. So that's all those carrots pulled up. And to be honest, it's not as bad as I thought. That is what we came out with. And that is a lot of carrots. So I'm pleased with that result anyway. And now we've got a spare bed, so we'll get some fresh compost in there and start getting something else planted, because we've still got plenty of season left to grow more. But for his first harvest of 2025, I'm happy. Anyway, thank you for being part of the channel, I really appreciate it. And if you want to see what else we harvest as we approach summer, then please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care.